people within various government organizations who get it, who really understand that transportation is not just about moving vehicles, but it's about creating a better life, stronger communities. It's about the environment and it's about public health. So our first award this evening is going to go to somebody who did what really great public administrators do, which is you understand that it's the chief elected person who sets the tone. It's the governor, in this case it's the mayor. But you're able to find those opportunities within the vision of the elected official and walk through it, make it real, make it happen. So I am really pleased to be able to give this award, and it's the Advocacy Award. It's the first that Livable Streets is giving out, to Boston Transportation Commissioner Thomas J. Tinlin. You come up. There you go. Now in particular, what Commissioner Tinlin did was stuck his neck out a little bit. A lot. Yeah, it used to be much longer. And really fight to get bike lanes on Massachusetts Avenue. This is not a trivial issue. Massachusetts Avenue is the showcase of the region. It goes from Boston, I don't know, the North Pole. And if we create bike lanes and good accommodations there, it sets a model that allows us to fight for it elsewhere. And if we lose it there, it's 10 times harder to fight for it elsewhere. So the plans were in place, 10 years of planning, and at the last minute, the advocates and the commissioner were able to work together, inside and out, in the court and on the streets, to get something that we all thought ultimately was what was needed. We want to thank you and give you a chance to say a couple of words.
Thank you, Steve. Honestly, thank you, everybody. I'm not going to be too long. I don't want this poor guy to pass out on me. First the earth cooled, then the dinosaurs getting up. I am extremely honored, and I am extremely humbled. You know, I think that we in the public sector, you know, when you really boil down to government in public service, it comes down to a fundamental question of what is right and what is wrong. In creating a street environment that fits all users of our roadway system, whether you're on a bicycle, you're pushing a baby carriage, you're in a wheelchair, you want to take the T, you want to take a walk, that is just right. That is good government, and that is the tone that Mayor Menino, I believe, has put forth. You know, working for a mayor who has the ability to reinvent himself the way that this mayor does, we're in a fourth term, he recognizes the changing demographic and the changing needs of all users of our roadway system, and being a part of that is extremely special. And I do need to point out that, you know, it does give me great pleasure to stand before you and accept this award, and it's ironic that a guy from Southie had to come all the way to Cambridge to get something cool like this. But it's truly a team effort, and if it were not for the tireless efforts of people like Vineet Gupta, the Director of Policy and Planning for the city, and a woman who every time I see her come into my office, first I roll my eyes, but then she leaves and I'm all excited and I can't wait to take on the world, and that's the Boston Bikes coordinator, or as we call it, the Bike Za, Nicole Friedman. And with help of good and dedicated, hardworking guys like Nick Jackson and Tool Design, who just completely working with that. Please give it up for Nick, honestly. And as I told Nick's father, it's always so nice to be challenged day in and day out. You know, when we in the city, look at the city of Boston is 380 years old. We've had just about as many new and good ideas as any city can have. But to change the way of 380 years of thinking is sometimes a little bit difficult. And you don't do it in a vacuum, and you don't do it alone. You do it by engaging advocates by subject matter experts, and frankly by just good intentioned people. You know, my only goal as a public servant, and something that Tom Tinlin reminds me every day, is to leave this city, well, not this city, that city, a little better for these guys, and for that young girl right there, and for all the people that will come after us, and will say, hey, isn't that really cool what they did on Mass Ave? Isn't that really cool what they did on Com Ave? Isn't that really cool that the city, at a moment in time when opportunity came knocking, seized it? And that's not always an easy thing to do. And I do know that you're honoring Representative Marty Walls tonight too, and I know I don't have to say this, but I will. In terms of state legislators, she is a tireless advocate for you folks, for her district, for the city as a whole, and just another champion of good government. So again, I really am humbled. Thank you so much for having a kid from the city of Boston come over here to the People's Republic and have a good time. Peace.